I'll just wait a few minutes. Got to try and get all that out. Oh. I know. I think it all interlinks. Well, does to me. Trump's declared a national security. Yeah, you know, he's done that, hasn't he? Talks about the UK and Brexit. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's going to be a long night, I think. I've got to try and explain all that. Oh, yeah, we always do my homework, whether it's right or wrong, or people believe it or don't believe it. But it's all interlinked with earth energies and Q and everything, so, you know, I think it is. But at least I can believe things and not believe things and whatever, you know, and whatever. Thank you. I'm good. Very good. Very good. I'll just wait for a few more people to come in. I'll just have a drink of my coffee in my love mug, and then I've got my water in my Q mug, because they're both together, and obviously because making Earth great again, which is Ascension of Earth, Cosmos. You know, this picture of the, just while we're waiting, this picture of, you see in alchemy, you know, part of what we are. Where's the picture of, you know, this known picture here, if you've seen this before? Looking beyond the veil. What's beyond the veil? As above, so below. So below, as above. Don't get offended if anyone's religious. I'm just putting my opinion on things. So, I shall start in a minute. I used to call myself that. I've looked at all that, done videos and all that, and everyone's a part of that anyway, whether they believe it or not. Science doesn't always tell us everything, and it's about them two coming together. I think they say science and alchemy, you know, elements and stuff, and yeah. Going from lead to golden, well, golden age. And it's funny because, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because the book of alchemy, though I've got many books on this sort of stuff, is learn the secrets of the alchemist to transform mind, body and soul, which has still got a lot to do with Ascension of Earth. Body, our bodies, soul, body, spirit, body. Ring a bell? Hopefully it will do with what I'm going to say. Yeah, you've got to be careful, you see, because spirituality, which is on the Q map, which I'm going to try and get all this out the best way I can, it'll all be muddled up most likely, got, you know, bad people in different parts of it in the New Age to put teaching slightly wrong, so we still don't find out. So it doesn't always mean that because you've come across something spiritual or New Age that it's the God's honest truth, if you want to say it like that, because they did get in there, which I'll show on the Q map because it is quite hard to read. I've had this map for ages. It's all starting to link together. So when I've been saying 3D links with, you know, if you want to say 3D, the material where we are as human beings, links with the spiritual world. Yes, it does, because this picture, you know, people assume like medieval, which is way back more than that anyway, of this that I've just shown you. Lifting the veil, Age of Aquarius, is spiritual realms, earthly realms, spiritual realms, earthly domes, spiritual domes, whatever you want to call it. Same thing, but don't be offended if you don't like what I'm going to talk about or what I say doesn't resonate with you or your beliefs. It's just me putting my links together of things I've watched, people I've heard, books I've read, things that are connecting even with Q and non, the Don, which was my granddad's name as well. So I'm going to try and get into this. So I've got myself a whiteboard. I need a tripod, so I don't know what we're going to see, but I'm going to go through it, rub it out, and then go through it, and then maybe draw some stuff of what I think. So we've got Ascension of the Cosmos Energy, Christ Sophia, Return of the Feminine, I call it the feminine, Nature and Love Energy, still with the masculine, it's not going anywhere, it's just about balance. So I'm just going to randomly read this out and then I'm going to try and explain it all. So we've got earth bodies, celestial bodies, yeah, over here. We've got things linking with galactic grids and grids of Earth and humans grids, if you want to say it that way. Planets and tree of life and the cosmic tree of life as well, which goes back to Thor. I wonder why I like Thor. 17 people watching. Blue crystal lotus heart, earth heart, which is funny because I've been drawing a lot of women with blue hair. Hi. Spirits of planets and all that resides must be balanced. I'm going to go into all this. What I forgot, raising the vibrations of Earth and galactic realms, whatever you want to call it. Laura Eisenhower, her granddad, President Eisenhower, links to ETs and UFOs. The vibrations, think of as above, so below, as above, as in heaven, so on earth, as on earth, so in heaven. Hi Sandy. Harnessing energies, which I did talk about the other day. All this that I'm going to talk about tonight is all that I've talked about last year and everything. Everything with us is also galactic, cosmos, whatever you want to call it. Planet meanings can also link up with plants, which can also link up with holistic medicines that make us better than pharmacy and man-made ones. Alchemy and stuff as well. Native American Indians that I've talked about before. The star people. Hair, I was talking about dreadlocks. That's got something to do with energy on the spiritual side of it. And it wasn't just certain cultures and races that had dreadlocks. A lot of people had that sort of hair, or even Native American Indians had dreadlocks. Even, you know, you go back to the Vikings, they might have had dreadlocks, plaits, braids, whatever sort of thing. Think of Guardians of the Earth. We've also got Guardians of the Galaxy. You know that film? Guardians of the Galaxy. Multi-dimensional beings we are, of Earth and the cosmos. Probably missed a load of other stuff out, but I'm going to try and get this out. Hi Sue. So it's one of them chats today because if I'm feeling it, I'm going to do it. So, like I said before I start, I'm trying to look at all this, which I'm about to rub out right now with my eraser. It'd be funny if I wrote it in permanent, wouldn't it? And this eraser's rubbish. So I'll just rub this out. It'll take me ages. No, it's not. Am I using the wrong end? I think I'm using the wrong end. Oh my god. Am I? Yeah, I'm using the wrong end, no wonder. I think. Oh, I don't know, that's a mess. Oh, it's wobbling all over the place. Hang on. It's not like I've got it on a proper tripod thing or anything, but I'll just... Well, that's naff. Ugh, that'll have to do for now. I need to get a better eraser. Don't know if anyone knows what's best to use on a whiteboard, because that thing I got with it's not very good. So use a spoon, yeah, wet it, and then have to dry it. It'll do for now. I'm going to sort of turn around to that in a bit. So all this intuitive painting I've been doing, like I've shown before, a bit cosmosy, whatever. This that I obviously drew the other day, you know, funnily enough, this on his face is supposed to be, I haven't finished it, it's supposed to be marks of when I was talking about the turtle, you know, the tortoise, and then on that was the 4 elephants, you know, the pillars of the earth, which is elements, earth, air, fire and water. Elements, not elephants. This is supposed to be the cosmos. This is Mother Earth. Balance with both, people. Balance with both energies. So just want to throw that out there. All the things I've been drawing and painting. Blue hair, seeing as I'll talk about the blue lotus thing after. Funnily enough, something I came across the other day. I did do a lotus flower in my book, but it wasn't blue. I think it was in this one. Was it in this one? I mean, like we had her with blue hair and a heart. We had this when I say the triangle's down, it's earth, wet it. There's a picture. Funny that I drew her in blue. They're not in blue, are they? She's doing as she's told. There was something else in blue. Oh yeah, this thing I drew the other year was a bit blue. There's something else with trying to look for it with a. Oh, it might be this one. Hang on. Is it this one? A lotus flower. It might be in the wrong book, 'cause I'm not sure. Was it this one? Don't know where it is. Nope. Where is that from then? Oh, here it is. Is it this? This came into my head today. It's meant to be a lion. I can't draw lines, but I just quickly scribbled it out with all its mane round there. And it says lion heart, a bit like Tommy. Stand in your power. Don't give it away. I'm just trying to find a picture. I'm still doing that one, which had a lotus flower, not blue. And this one, it was meant to be a massive lotus flower, and I don't know why I was drawing it, but she's got blue hair again, and she is in the cosmos. She's got all these star system things on her. I don't know, I just made them up, like. But she's got blue hair. And that says, the seeds planted. Because I always write things when I've painted things that come into my head. The seeds are blooming. Sure are. So I'm going to get into the chat now. It's going to be mixed up because it just is, but it's all connected like I keep saying. So, oh, and then there was this picture. Do you remember this picture? I never coloured it in. But funny that, isn't it? Woman, stars, heart, earth, cosmos, feminine. Just saying. These were all pictures I was doing last year and stuff, just sketching stuff out, what was coming out. So let's get into this. New video just gone up of John Sweeney. There's loads gone up. Q's dropped like buggery, I was going to say. Q's dropped like mad today. Thank you. Loads of things going on. I've even heard about Prince William, something he promised Princess Diana, which I'll go into Princess Diana because she's on the Q map, and it's a bit like, reminds me of Sophia, Goddess Diana, if anyone gets what I'm going on about. What crystals did you put? I can't remember what it is, but I got that last year and just picked it, and it's blue. The blue thing that's going on. So, let's get into it. So, I shouted out Laura Eisenhower yesterday. Now, seen loads of Laura Eisenhower things last year. If you don't know, I think she's the great granddaughter of President Eisenhower in America, who was known to have, apparently, but it's funny, isn't it, been interested in UFOs and ETs, and supposedly met at least 3 times with aliens, ETs, whatever you want to call them, at, was it the Hollow Man or something, Air Force Base in America? You can go and research about that, but that's who she is. So she knows a few things from her family, and obviously her great granddad, was it? Whatever, but you can go and research that. Which, funny enough, all that sort of stuff goes into the book Behold the Pale Horse, which is a lot to do with the presidents and what a lot of the presidents knew about ETs. And there was something called The Stranger That Visited the Pentagon. If anyone knows of Thor, Valiant Thor, and them sort of stories, them sort of stories that fly around about different sorts of things and aliens and presidents. So that all ties up with stuff. Yeah, but there's loads of videos out there that are all mixed up, and people telling snippets of lies, snippets of truth, and everything's to put people of not knowing. But it's not about that anyway. It's about a totally different thing that's actually on the queue map, Princess Diana. So anyway, that's a short story behind Laura Eisenhower. And I didn't know she had done an interview with the lady I was talking about yesterday, and she didn't know much about her. I couldn't even believe that she'd not come across her, because I was like, I have. But obviously, because I've been digging since I got onto Q with all sorts of different stuff, it led me into Eisenhower and the presidents, obviously, and Kennedy, John Kennedy, and then obviously JFK Jr. and all that sort of stuff. So I had on, because what they're saying it is, you know this sign? And don't be offended if you wear this sign. The star upside down, I know that's rubbish. The pentagon. Sorry guys, but that's supposed to be the reinversed way of negativity energy, and we're supposed to be turning it back up to that. Because you could say that's male energy and that's a female. It's earth, air, fire and water and spirit. Like I was just saying, we are part of earth, but we're part of the cosmos. This one, it's all upside down. That isn't balanced, because that's not the way it ever was. Okay? Just saying. It's all about balance. Right? It's all about they say yin and yang, but it's balance. The dark can't be more than the light, and the other way around, it has to be balanced, because we all have dark in us. So think of a heart. I see it a bit like that. It has to be balanced. It's not been balanced because they took it away. They took the feminine away, which is, nurture, I call it. Nurturing and love. Hi. So when you think of Earth, I'm just going to do it as a circle, but I'm going to put a triangle in it, because that's a sign for Earth anyway. And it could look a bit like flat Earth, and it could look a bit like a plane. So I'm just doing it like that, right? Earth, right? just wrote my little notes down. I don't know if this is going to make any sense to anyone, but it makes sense to me. We have, this is Gaia. Sophia, maybe, I don't know. We have, this is earthly body. This is an earthly body. We have a human body. We have a human body. So there's our human body. I'm not drawing things out properly. And we also have, oh, have I just done that? A spiritual body. We have a spiritual body as well. So we have an earthly body. Well, an earthly body, our body. A spiritual body is, I call it the cosmos, planets and things, celestial bodies, spiritual bodies, and we're all in it together, because as above, so below, as above, as in heaven, so on earth, or whatever it is, as on earth, so in heaven. So when we're holding, because don't forget, the devil's in your head. And they're energies anyway, like Luciferian and Satanism and all that sort of stuff. They're sort of, it's not get onto the character of it, it's the energy of it, which I'll talk about anymore. If you've got like I said the other day, bad, good, devil, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, God, or whatever. To hold the vibration of Earth, and I'll just put a line in for flat Earth as well, so it's both for both, you know. To hold the vibration of the planet, we have things called ley lines that go all over the Earth. Hi. It's like an energy grid. I'll just call it an energy grid. We have in the celestial realms, you know, that past the veil, which we can't see, but it's there. We have a cosmos grid, whatever you want to say. This is how I see it. And then we also have, I believe we have a human energy grid as well, because we have a Taurus field. Flat Earth, whatever you want to call it, don't get triggered, has a Taurus field. Humans have a Taurus field, aura, whatever you want to call it. Energy. When we're all raising the vibration, the Earth is at balance. If it's in balance and it's not out of whack. But it's been out of whack because as Laura Eisenhower was talking about, if anyone's heard of the ancient ones from way back, and there was even ones before NK and Ariel, whatever his name was, them two warring brothers. She even talks about that in one of her chats, and it was great. Even before them, there was things. So everything's got mixed up and turned around and different sort of things. And she goes on about archons and this, that, and the other. That because on the Q map, like I said, it is hard to work out to read this sometimes. It was technology and spirituality. Technology got into spirituality and stuff like that. And certain things that started off way back when got energies and things crept in, entities, ETs, whatever you want to call them. Got into these, like we've got Ra, Pyramids of Giza, or whatever it is, gold mines of Enki, Adam's calendar, Osiris, Thoth, Aztec, all this sort of stuff. And then you follow it round and it goes up to, it goes round to the Druids, you've got astrology, you've got Satanism, and it all goes this way, because this is where it started getting infiltrated, or whatever the name is. People started coming in, and all it went to this, and then it went to Rome, and what's down here? Rockefeller Foundations, and all these things. What's that say? Behold, I will make them the something of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, because there's all that stuff going on. And it all goes back to the Khazarian mafia I was talking about, which says at the top, divide and conquer, you know, that thing that's coming in from the EU right now, which, it says human sacrifice and adrenochrome. Also goes on about, where does that go now? Rothschilds. You've got Aleister Crowley, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. Aleister, I'll just put there to remind me. If you've heard of Aleister Crowley, who's a witch, not a good one. Where's the bit where? Oh yeah, you've got coming over here. You've got Dracula, Oh, just let me get me pen. Sorry. Vlad the Impaler, or whatever his name was, Dracula, you know, back in the day. Which is a vampirism, which Ed Wonder has been talking about, which goes back to City of London. Well, not City of London. They've got City of London Dragon Worship, which goes under Vlad the Impaler, House of Windsor. Now, if anyone doesn't know and you think I'm talking rubbish, Prince Charles has already gloated about their family going back to Vlad the Impaler. So there's one if you didn't know about it. Also, we've got the French Revolution. Funny that, because that's what's happening now. With going to the Napoleon Wars, going to the Battle of Waterloo, Rothschild overtake. Sound familiar? Hi. Sound familiar? Because past proves the future. What's going on now? Or, you know, future proves the past. You know. I'll come in chat when I've done this. Also, Eisenhower talked about, Laura Eisenhower talks about World War One and all this stuff. Oh, it's the Q map. The Q map. If you were on it, you'd know. I've had this. It's fallen apart. I've had it since I've been on Q. I got it in February 2018. So you can get it online and everything. Now, what people don't understand, some people, is World War One and all that was all sorts of different things going on. We've got Project Paperclip, which has the Nazi US citizenship. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, goes back to Washington DC, and the UFO incident, which goes back to 1984 and 1949 with the something Nazi UFOs. So it is all interlinked with UFOs, all this stuff, because down at the bottom with the breadcrumbs of the Q map is Palladians. Palladian guidance. They're not here to come here to do it. We've got to do it ourselves. But also at the bottom of the Q map is the storm, like Trump said last year, whenever it was. The calm before the storm. The storm, what's the storm? Military stands behind Trump, as a lot of people are finding out now. Hi from Denmark. Also, I underlined this on the Q map. It says, we stand at the birth of a new millennium. ready to unlock the mysteries of space. That's why Trump's always shouting Space Force out. Space to the free, to space to free the Earth, which is what I'm talking about now, from the miseries of disease, because a lot of diseases are man-made, people, and to harness the energies, aware energy as well, industries and technologies of tomorrow. Boom. A lot of us know about that. At the bottom, you've also got 2012, the Mayan calendars. A lot of people talk about the shift in 2012 because a lot of things started in 2012, like, or a little bit before that, the Mandela effect and all this sort of stuff, trying to wake us up gently. We've got revelations, because there are revelations in the Bible, even though that's been twisted as well. The apocalypse, there was nearly an apocalypse, but it's not our apocalypse, it's, Hillary and all them lot. Quantum ascension, talking about ascension now, the solar shift, age of Aquarius, lifting the veil to see what is beyond our realms that work with us. Outside that, you've got, I don't know, the pole shift, I don't know, the Antichrist, because that's what they were trying to bring in, and lots of other different things. You've got fractal time, the Mandela effects, and the Akashic records. So, it is all connected. Also in here, what I was talking about Princess Diana is, they say Sophia is the one that was suppressed. An energy, someone maybe that was before, someone maybe that came from the spirit realm, which is the cosmos. With Jesus, they say, with, is it Yahweh or whatever, and there were some others that came. Oh, Mary. It's supposed to be Mary, Sophia. So, it's Jesus and Mary had Jesus. No, they came down to help, and it's Mary, Sophia. Sophia, they sort of split the female divine energy and hidden it from us because, like I said, they have to work together. Diana, it's funny how Diana's on the Q map because, like I said before, it says Diana, Princess Diana, the Queen Sacrifice. Queen Sacrifice. You've got, where's the other one? You've got JFK assassination, King Sacrifice, Queen and King. You've got, there's another one somewhere. You've got, 9/11. Tower Sacrifice. Diana, Princess Diana. Sounds like Goddess Diana, because they do use words in that. If you know about the way they use things and the way they sacrifice things with certain names, and Princess Diana, and there was a Goddess Diana, and let's face it, Diana was a goddess, and Diana was a good woman who wanted to help. But it seems like all the people that are good and have tried to help, because she sent a lot of love out doing certain things, along with like people like Tesla, because this is all part of it. Tesla and the energies he wanted out for humanity, and this, that, the other. They all either died poor and they couldn't get stuff out, or something happened. Just saying, I was just linking that, thinking, Diana, and you got Goddess Diana, that sort of name. So anyway, bad and the good, Aleister Crowley. So, like I said the other day, if, right, alchemy. Let's get into this a little bit, just a little bit. Don't get triggered if you're really, really religious. It doesn't matter. Alchemy. You can harness, there's lots of magic about us, and you can harness energies from, here we are on Earth, okay? Right, here we are on Earth. Trees, whatever, mountains, whatever, right? We're on this plane, I'm saying. Let's draw a dome, and then this is the veil, and then we've got celestial bodies, planets and stuff outside the veil that we can't see, but we can feel and we can interact with meditating and certain stuff like this. If you want to go into it, I'm not going into it all. You can harness energies and information from these realms, and they can help. Some entities. Oh yeah, my Buddha. Some entities or ETs, whatever you want to call them, energies, spirits, because it's to do with spirits as well. Um, ah, bad. And some are good. That's why they say malevolent or whatever you call it, and whatever the other word is. So, Aleister Crowley, so it was said, was he got into the Masons, this, that, and everything. He was into witchcraft and all that, because you can be a witch and be good or bad. I was into it all. It's not really left me because it's just a thing that we are, and I see it as Mother Nature and harnessing positive energies with positive intuitions, depends what sort of person you are, and believe that you can use flowers and herbs to make medicines, you know, because that's what we all know. Big pharma isn't good, it's just for money. The natural resources we have on Gaia, it was all given to us from the gods, energies, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. But it's always been about money, isn't it? It's always been about money. Big pharma's about money. Keep your bill, we have to keep paying for it. Fact. Alice Crowley, he apparently had a bit of a meeting with an ET or demon or what. Anyone, it doesn't matter what you call it. If you're religious, you probably call it a demon. Other people call it ETs. Other people call it, doesn't matter. I'm just saying. Say it was a bad entity. That's what we'll call it. Whatever ET, whatever it is, right? He started harnessing this energy because they can come to you, and they say it's not even like these Satanism things and all that. Is sometimes you could be learning something off that entity, but it's not always good, and you can't harness a lot of it because you need to be in balance. If it was true about Aleister Crowley, he wasn't in balance with it all because he used to start doing, you know, these sexual rituals and this, that, and the other. That's all desires and stuff, which is addiction, which Laura Eisenhower talked about as well, how, sorry, men and women, but people are always putting it out there and this, that, and the other sexually, and it is a drug, and with food and stuff like that, it's all these things that come in that keep you addicted, that don't do your soul any good, whether you think it's not. That's why they pump it out in mainstream media all the time, sexualising kids all the time, and that's why you've got a lot of paedophilia and all this crap that's going on now. Fact. So go on about that. He did that, but I think he was harnessing too much of that. So it's not really the character or the name of that entity, you know, or that's you know, what would they say, like Lucifer or whatever they say. It's just how you're using it, because if you're good and you're at you, because I think if you're on a positive vibe, you're going to attract positive aliens, entities, spirit, whatever. Yeah, blood rituals, exactly. That's all on the map, and we all know about that. But if you're vibrating from a higher vibration of love and positivity, you're probably going to get in contact, or if you start doing the work, meditating and different stuff and looking into this stuff instead of being distracted from the TV and all that, because that's why they distract you in the TV with visions and stuff like that and stuff, so you're not looking outside yourself. It is going inside yourself, but going inside yourself is also outside as well with the cosmos. Some people might not believe that, but I do. And if you're harnessing that, you're probably gonna harness more of those, is it malevolent spirits, energies, whatever, elementals, because they're good, because they're elementals are spirits of earth. You have spirits of earth, elementals, earth, air, fire, and water. You know, when people go out fairies and this, that, and the other. And then you have the cosmos elements, the 7 planets, the celestial bodies in the sky, which I'll talk about Thor in a minute. I'll just write that there so I know why I was probably obsessed with the Thor films and Middle Earth and Lord of the Rings. Crowley's main. So, but you can also attract bad negativity because they see the light around you and they're like, sort of thing, if you know what I mean. But it depends how you harness that energy. If you're a good person, you know, let's say good witch, bad witch, doesn't really matter. It's, you can harness all this secret energy that secret societies know about from beyond, that they don't talk about, we don't talk about at school. But if you're a bad person, you're going to be a little bit on the, I don't even like saying dark side because there's light in that, but on the bad side, let's say. And if you're a good person in your heart and you want for humanity and that, you're going to go to the to the light, to the there's a false light as well, but to the good side of energy. It's how you harness it, and you should know by intuition if things are right or wrong, because you'll feel it. You'll feel the energy. So, don't know if this is making sense because I'm probably rambling. Thor. I've watched Thor, and I don't know which one it was. I think it was the first one. Yeah. See, elementals are the spirits and energies that reside on Earth. The angels, if that's what people want to call it, or the ETs, all that exist past the veil, you know. We have spirits like human spirits and elementals, because they're the elementals of plants and things like that, of the earth. And then we have the ones outside, as above, so below, as above, as in heaven, as on earth, as in heaven. It's the same. Things in your body relate to things in the cosmos. There's things that you can look at under a microscope, and the pictures will look like, the images will look like, and I'll show you one time because I've done it before, will look like patterns in the cosmos, because it's all connected. And it's interesting. But Thor, the film, I think it was the first one, when he comes down and he sat talking about where he came from, on the Rainbow Bridge. The Rainbow Bridge, what? Chakras. Because this works off chakras. The cosmos works off chakras, and we work off chakras. Because I can't remember what Thor drew, but if anyone knows the Thor films, you'll know. Sounds a bit like Thoth as well. It was something like this. Actually, let me see if I can get it on my phone, and then I can draw it. I'll show you. The Tree of Life. The Tree of Life. Okay, so I'm just saying, this is just my opinion of what I think's going on. Hi. If anyone said hi and I've not seen, I'm just on one, so, trying to get all this out. So, let me see if I can find... Don't know if this is going to come up. Because if you've not noticed, it is Avatar. Yeah, it is a spiritual war. Spiritual warfare. You know that one you can't see past the veil. Thor and the hammer. Love a bit of Thor. Right, let me just see if I can find what I'm going to draw. Don't know if anyone's understanding what I'm talking about. There it is. Right. See this? Your chakras. Right. It looked something like this. Now, if anyone remembers the film Thor, he drew something similar to this. So just let me see if I can sort of draw this out. Right. Don't know what this one is. These are symbols of patterns, but planets, but I can't remember what they are. This one. This one. Oh yeah, see what this one is? Getting it, yeah. Right. Hang on a minute. Right. If anyone's seen this. Well, no, I think it goes over there. Does that connect? Don't know where I'm going. I don't know if this is right. Anyway, it looks something like that. Looks something like this. Now, this one here is us, because this is Earth, and it's got earth, air, water and fire, yeah. This is a spiritual realm. This is the tree of life. This is the cosmos tree of life. If there's the chakras of the cosmos, chakras, these are planets. Obviously, that's Saturn. Because they look at this as well, don't forget, the Cabal Illuminati, because they know about how to harness it all, but they tell us to fear it, like, oh, don't look into alchemy because it's the devil's work. It's not the devil's work, it's what we all should know, but the Illuminati, Cabal, whatever you want to call them, elites, know this, and they don't want you to know it. You can go to the dark side, just depends what sort of person you are, but all this stuff is what we should know, because and these work, that's why you have like the full moon, and on certain full moons they do rituals, but you can harness good energy and on certain days with the planets. But this was in the Thor film. I'll jump in a minute. This was in the Thor film. He said, oh, well, I'll tell you what planet I came from. This is the Rainbow Bridge and this is the da-da-da. And he said something else, and I was like, they put it out there in films, so you think, oh, it was just on that Thor film, it's talking rubbish, you know, it's just fiction, you know, when actually fiction's stranger than the truth, you know. So, so the tree of life, which is not connected on this side, and all these celestial bodies connect to us, and you can actually look up different planets can like link to different plants on Earth, which link to how you're feeling, and that flower, you know, herbal remedies, holistic, you can make a medicine to make you better. So if that information, you know, if you're into astral stuff and all that, the stars, like it says in the Bible, the stars, you should be looking up to stars. Why was the three kings looking up to the stars? Why in near enough every religion or culture there's something about the star people, like Native American Indians? Do you know about the star people? That's a grid above, a grid that helps us know what we really are, and stuff like that. I have loads of dreams about the tree of life. Yeah, we have the tree of life on Earth, but we also, see, everything connects. Just saying, this is just what I'm beginning to learn, and everything's coming in, and things I've been drawing, like I drew in my book the other day. Things that I was talking about, elementals. I drew this, where is it? I was drawing little elementals that I've not finished off. And this little one's supposed to be a tree. But we have the tree of life here. So we have the tree, I'm just drawing it quick. Tree of life, whatever, however it goes, but basically it's a tree. Think of the tree of, in Avatar, Aora, I think it was Aora, where the spirits, you know, went in the tree because, I mean, that is an elemental anyway. You've got the tree of life, and then the one I've just drawn, which this will be wrong, but I can't remember now, whatever. Oh, and the Merkaba was in the middle, by the way, because that's balance. The Merkaba was in the middle of that picture that I drew. So if the Merkaba is in the middle, which is feminine and divine energies and all that sort of stuff, and, you know, the geometric, or whatever you call it, energies and stuff, that means all these planets have to be in line with balance or they don't work. When they go on about, I'll go back to that in a minute because I've just realised I'm not even reading. See, I'm not even reading nothing I've wrote down because it's all just coming in. I just know you are watching. Do you remember the story, the film, Never Ending Story? Right. Have you ever heard about when they go about, oh, well, I'm always talking about Tesla. Planets have blown up. You know, planets have blown up and the stars of us an old planet that's blown up. Well, I think it was Never Ending Story, or was it The Dark Crystal? I get mixed up because they're both sort of similar films. But if I'm not correct, they had the luck dragon in that, didn't they? Because dragon energy. Also, didn't they have a planet that looked a bit like this in the film? You know, it was like this, and it was all crystal tower or something on the top of it. I don't know. And didn't the story go something at the end? There was all these beings and different ETs and stuff, and they said in the story, I think it was this, either that or the Dark Crystal, because no one believes anymore. Yeah, the multi-universe, where it will live in multi-dimensions. Because the people don't believe anymore, and I think they were, hi Dave, I think they were saying about, you know, fairy tales and that as the story went or whatever, that world was going to blow up because they've all seen it. It was going to blow up. And Treyu was in it, and he was a little Native American Indian boy, wasn't he? Was it the Dark Crystal? Yeah, I get mixed up with both, but they're both very similar. Whichever one it was, because they're both very similar stories, is that's what could happen to Earth. That's what I believe happened to other terrestrial planets where other terrestrials, whatever you want to say, lived, if you are into all this sort of stuff. And they blew up because the resonance of that planet, the energies, and the beings on that planet, just like us now, were not resonating on the right vibrations and frequency of balance. If Mother Earth, because what they're saying is she has a crystal, crystals are found in the earth, remember? A crystal, a crystal, I'm just drawing this, I don't know what it looks like. Say it looks like a diamond, I don't know. With all the, that's meant to be a diamond. Funnily enough, the diamond shape going down is Earth. So she has a crystal, a blue crystal lotus heart. And I thought, flower element of Earth, blue crystal. I've been drawing a lot of feminine faces with blue hair. If anyone remembers me saying when I was meditating or I went to sleep once, I keep seeing a blue light, and it's like an electric blue light, and sometimes it's like a thing like that, like a fan, and it goes round and round and round and round and round, and it comes in. But I got told off someone, no, that's not me. That's not me opening my third eye. That's not this, that, and the other. I said, well, it's some sort of something trying to tell me something. And they proceeded to tell me it wasn't. And I was like, well, it is, because I know what I saw and I don't normally see that. And now I'm beginning to learn about that colour and certain things. I'm like, well, that's what I've been seeing. I've been seeing things in the sky. And Laura Eisenhower also said with the ET thing, whether you believe it or not, is, yes, we know there's military ones that have military alien technology that they fly about. But she said normally, if it's an ET, a proper one, they normally blip in and out because they're interdimensional. The ones I've been seeing, like the film I showed you the other day, did blip in and out. If you saw it, it was, and they say they move about funny like that. That's what it was doing. That's what I've always seen. Human can think that they're in linear time. So it's supposed to be a lotus diamond heart. And now I forgot what I was going to say now. Oh yeah, so if this is Earth's heart, and because crystals, if anyone didn't know about crystals, they do hold energies. If this is her heart, hi, if this is Earth's heart, if Gaia's heart is not resonating with love, nurture, the right vibrations, you're going to start like, this planet will explode like the other ones did. If you know about that, planets exploding, it makes sense, doesn't it? That if even our planet is not in resonance with what it's supposed to be, with the ley lines, because if anyone's on here and knows nothing about that, there are ley lines on Earth, and I'm just drawing it round, I'm just saying, ley lines all over the Earth, a grid which hold energy. Our bodies also have ley lines which hold energies, and so does the cosmos. So it's all the same. We've all got to be on the same resonance of positivity, love, nurturing. That's why, if anyone doesn't know, that's why the world's been going quite shitty lately for quite a few years, because the mainstream media and all that are pumping stuff out in pictures for you to think that, say, a terrorist looks like this. Because you've seen a picture, you think everyone who looks like that is bad. When I was saying the other day, I work more off pictures than words, because they know pictures you can work better off. As in, when you're a kid and you have them matching card things where, so they'll say one. You normally get a picture with it, don't you, like an apple. So you can sort of know what it is, because you just wouldn't know what one was, would you? So if you added up 1 and 1, one, what one. A little kid isn't really going to know that. That's why they do a lot with pictures, like one apple, add another apple, add another apple. Can't do it. There's 2 apples there. It's 2 because you need pictures to compare with. It's easier than a word. You know, 1. No, you'd right. It's easy to see in pictures, and that's why. Yeah, I'm not getting into the linear stuff and all that, but you know, that's why a lot of people in the past, ancient civilizations, drew on caves. Drew a lot of star people, didn't they? And a lot of Orion stars and stuff, and this, that, and the other, and all sorts of different things. So, yeah, I've just gone off on a tangent again. But, anyway. Yep, nothing more spiritual than the lotus flower, and that's meant to be the heart of Earth. So, Tree of Life, we have one on Earth. We've heard about the Tree of Life. Sometimes it's drawn like this. Actually, I bet it's in the Book of Alchemy. Let me just see. I might be able to show you a better picture. It's not decreasing the male energy. It's just the hidden Sophia, the goddess, female 9 divine energy, and suppressistics. If you think about it, around the world they suppress a lot of women divine energy. It's been quite manly for years and years and years, wars and all this stuff. They need the feminine to come in and nurture Gaia and nurture humans and bring it all back together with the male energy, but it has to be in balance. Can't be one without the other, but they did take it away. So just saying, makes sense if you think about it. Yeah, but see that AI thing, they also put names in different things to make you think something's evil. It's just that they're using it because they know. So they have to put things against things that make you think. It's just the way they use it, like I said before. They know about it all, but if they're bad, they're going to use things. It's like I've said before in past videos, if you're quite new here. Tesla, I say this a million times, Tesla, Trump knows about Tesla because Trump's uncle got the FBI notes from Tesla. I've been watching Russian Doll, I've not watched it all yet. Let's see. John G. Trump, FBI raided Tesla. See, his uncle, or granddad, whoever it was, didn't raid Tesla. The FBI did, and they wanted him to look at the notes. Tesla knew Maria Orchid, which knew about aliens, which that all goes back to Hitler. I've talked about this before. So Tesla made or had ideas for technologies. Don't know if it was harp and CERN, whatever, we all know about that. It doesn't matter. Energies and technology can be used for good, but if they're in the wrong hands, they can use for bad. If it was me, it'd be used for good. If it was someone who was horrible, they'd use it for bad because these elites, whatever, are because they're greedy, the warmongering. They've used Tesla technology to harm us, but it can be reversed. And some AI stuff, not all, because we don't need too much of that, because we don't want to be transhuman or whatever it is, and all that sort of stuff. It's all in balance, it can't be more, but it can help towards maybe certain things are growing certain things, you know what I mean? So we talked about all that. Yeah, it is in with all that. No wonder I've got Buddhas all around the house. So the tree of life, sorry, I'm trying to find this picture because I'm sure it's in here, you know. And look, the moon and the sun is within our dome. It's what's beyond that, you know. It's not a sun simulator. Just going to see if I can find the tree of life. Should be in here. Oh. And here's a picture of the sun. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 chakras, but there's more than 7 chakras. We can work more than that. And all these little signs are the planets. And I think these are the elements of Earth, which I was just talking about before. Let me just see if I can quickly find it. looks like I'm going to draw it. I know it's here. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Modern art, tree of life. Should be here. Well, anyway, it's in here, but I can't bloody find it. So, tree of life, you might have seen it in some pictures where it's a plane, you know, flat earth. I think it comes up. You've got the tree of life and different things going on. And I've got a picture. I know where we've seen it. It's in my deck of cards. And I've pulled 3 cards out today, and you'll laugh when you find out what cards have been pulled out, because I was laughing. Let me see quickly. Guess what I'm watching tonight. I don't know what you're watching. You'll be watching. If you want to watch anything, watch Unacknowledged on Netflix. That's about ETs. This. Remember this picture? Here's our realm. Just saying. Earth. This looks like the Ouroboros Lights energy. You know. The tree of life. There's a heart. You know. All among the cosmos. What we're saying. Also, I've just drawn the tree of life in the cosmos, you know, the one I've just done with all the planets. If you didn't see it and you've just come in, you'll have to go back. So it's all connected, it's all the same. As within, so without. If anyone gets what I'm saying. That's how I see Earth. But yeah, so it's just like, So that's how I see that. Alchemy's not a bad thing, it's how you use it. Energy's not a bad thing, it's how you use it. Simples, people. What else? Oh, she also talks about when she... Well, funnily enough, these are my favourite cards. Nature's Whispers, I mean, earthly. She did talk about some... This is Laura Eisenhower, if anyone's just come on. Talking about... if anyone believes in this, doesn't really matter, but when you can, you know, when you go in your consciousness, or your, maybe aliens visit or whatever, or you're doing your, people call it astral projecting, this, that, and the other, all these sorts of different things. But or dreamland, when you think you're having a dream, but you're actually talking to something. And she said she saw Earth and they wanted to take her to the Mars or whatever, you know, when people go, oh yeah, I had this dream. But she didn't. She wanted to go back. She wanted to stay with Earth, because we've got to help Earth ascend. It's the ascension of Earth. It's the ascension of Gaia. It's bringing back the balance, or it will be destroyed. They were going to bring it on with... Hillary was going to bring it on with, you know, a war, which nuking America, which would have caused a catastrophe, whatever you call it, a big explosion. Not a natural one that had happened from in the earth, but, you know, that sort of thing. What am I talking about now? Totally just got distracted. Yeah, it's a black and white way of thinking. We're coming into togetherness. What was I just talking about then? Oh yeah, and she said, no, she wanted to go back to Earth now. Does anyone remember me saying last year I was in bed, I went to sleep, but I knew I was awake and I was very, very, very relaxed. I've only ever done this once. And I got a friend laughing at me and saying, no, it's not this, not that. And I thought, no, it was. I know it was. Looking at this now, I know it was. My mum was there as well, and she felt the energy, because it's going back to energies again. So no one can tell you your truth. And this is about disclosure as well. Just let me write disclosure down so I don't forget. Because this is what it's all about as well. Disclosure. And that's in connecting with Trump, QAnon, ETs and everything. Spirituality and everything. Because spirituality got disinformation in it as well, by the way. New Age got disinformation. It needs to be taught properly, because some people have put stuff out there where it's not true. We all know that. If you don't think that, well, sorry, it got in everywhere. So I had, for any newbies, I had what people might call a dream. I felt really, really relaxed. I was concentrating on my breathing. I felt happy, smiley. All of a sudden, it was like, anyone knows what I mean, You got your eyes closed, but you can see in the dark. You can see in your mind. You can see patterns and stuff. These patterns started coming in. It looked like to me like a wormhole. It was like I was going through a tunnel, not a tunnel of light. It was dark, but there was all like electrical lights, really pretty, because I was like, oh wow, quite bright lights of purple, blue, yellow, electrical, like neon lights. But I could look out, and all of a sudden I saw Uh, don't worry about things, it just reflects back, it's all a mirror. Well, you look like someone who will. And I saw this thing that looked like this. I know it's round, but I'm just saying, because that might, you know, it had, I'll just put the line through it, you know, flat earth, whatever. Our planet, Earth, I'll put a triangle on it, with, yeah, mirrors, it's all, you know, as above, so below. Got to reflect your positivity out to get positivity. Energies. And I just remember being a white, bright light, and it felt like it was lots of vegetation on it. And I just remember thinking, because the question I asked when I went down the tunnel was, where's New Earth? Because I was watching these videos about we're going to New Earth and we're ascending, you know, we're going to another planet and all this. No. We're ascending Earth. That's what it's about. And I remember saying, no, I don't want to go. I want to help down here. And then I woke up. And then I was like, oh, that was weird. But I remember feeling dead thinking. When I told my mum in the morning, because my mum was staying over and she was laying on the floor because she gets on my nerves if she stays in my bed. She doesn't sleep well. And she said that, well, I've talked about tell lies in visions, mainstream media, which we know what's going on with them at the minute. She said she felt really relaxed, because don't forget, I felt relaxed. My energy was rubbing off on her. She said that was the first time that she slept for ages and she just felt she said she felt weird, like good energy. And I was like, oh, I know something happened. But this is the ascension of Earth. There's other realms, if that's what you want to call it. I don't work with words, remember, there's other. Here's us. You know, don't get triggered if you globe, flat earth, doesn't matter. Here's us, Earth. There's the veil, that's what I want to call it now. There's things that can help from up here. Some can come in, some can't, because the bodies are different, they're made of light, so they can't. They're not coming to save us, it's the guidance, and they're coming to help us. We have got to do it ourselves. We have got to bring up the vibrations of love and positivity, the vibrations of Gaia, with the people that live here, and elementals and everything. Elementals are helping to raise the planet's vibrations, because that's how it used to be years back, and it fell because if you think about hi from Long Island, if you think about the pyramids, you know, what we're believing they were an energy harvesting thing, that's why I believe that fell, because something came and got in and wrecked that frequency of Earth, which I've talked about before last year, and that's how Atlantis fell, or whatever you want to call it, whatever, fell. Other beings off other planets have come in to help and do stuff, but we've got to do it ourselves, because their planets got, you know, when they talk about planets have exploded, the stars, and you just think, yeah, because residents and resonance, same sort of word, couldn't hold the vibration. If the planet can't hold the vibration, it'll explode. So when they go on about the big boom and all that, they probably mean the one that was coming. If we don't hold that energy, you know, no wonder she's been kicking off a bit, exploding with different things. We have got to hold the energy. It's for the animals, the plants, everything here, but also up here. Because as I said, as above, so below. So below, as above. As in heaven, as on earth, as on earth, as in heaven. I've said it's a spiritual warfare. There's war going on up here. That's why Trump says Space Force. There's stuff going on up here. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's going on. A bit like, just because you can't see it above here, you think it's not real. A bit like people who don't believe in Q and go, well, nothing's going on. There's loads going on. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not going on, because the deceivers there are mainstream media. They're not telling you. Loads of people got messages. There's loads going on at the minute. Trump's just talked about Brexit in the UK and trading with America. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, Star Wars, because it's all in the films. I'm not even looking at what I've wrote now. Galaxy of... But I'll tell you what. Star Wars. Star Wars. You ready for this one? Because it's my favourite film. Are you ready for this? Luke Sky. Luke what? Luke Skywalker. Skywalker, someone maybe who walked in the sky. I'm just breaking it down because this is what they do, Skywalker. Yeah, mud floods are true, yeah. It's all, I tell you what it's all about as well, because I better put this in there as well. It's about DNA shift, crystalline, because that's what we were. Luke Skywalkers, what Skywalkers? Must have been something in the sky. We've got, oh, what's it called? Guardians of the Galaxy. Guardians of the Galaxy. I think we've got Guardians of Earth as well. Also on the queue map. We've heard of the Anunnaki. We hear that all the time. Ancient aliens. Ancient beings, those who fell from Earth. Those who fell from heaven to earth. Crop circles. That's messages, by the way. Draco reptilians. They're with a bit of the bad, but they're not all bad, but they're the negative energies, whatever you want to call them. Pelagians. Lord Ashtar. Get looking at Lord Ashtar. Galactic Federation of Light. What film did I just say? Guardians of the Galaxy. Galactic Federation of Light. Ascended Masters. Those who have ascended. Because we're not ascending nowhere because we've been deceived. But it's not about, there will be things happening, but we're helping Gaia. We don't want our planet to blow up. That's what's happened in the other galactic systems. Laura Eisenhower talks about galactic. She's done a lot on galactic info and stuff. So it's very exciting, people, and it just makes more sense. Yes, Ashtar, Preach Girl. Yeah, Ashtar. So if you don't know about all this, you better get researching, because it's better than you knew at school, because they didn't want you to know this at school or nothing. Think about it, they always say, no, that is, it's just in a movie, it's just this, that and the other. Star Wars, Space Force. What were they always fighting in Star Wars? You had, what was it called? Oh, what's all the other films? Star Trek. I think the what were they called? What were the things that are probably a bit reptilian? The bloody Klingons, was it? No, not the Klingons. Was it Klingons? Klingons? They were a bit, weren't they? But there were some that were good. Also, I watched a Star Trek movie the other day. Well, series. I don't know if it was Next Generation. I don't know which one it was. But there was one where these reptilian looking liking things. So we have the that's supposed to be like a snake thing, I don't know. These reptilian things, I'm not saying they're all bad, I'm just saying they look like reptilians. Now, they'd got together with someone and they were going to blow up a planet. There's that thing with blowing up a planet again. And they were going to shoot a beam at it and blow it up because it was a planet. They were testing it out, and then they were going to go and blow up planet Earth. All I could think was, yeah, they're not going to do it. We're going to blow it up ourselves if the energies of Earth are not put in balance. And that's why Mary Sophia, you think of Jesus. Jesus came. Yeshua, whatever it is. I don't know the name. Some others, yeah, the Death Star and Mary, Virgin Mary, but it was Virgin Sophia, all came to help us with stuff like this. If you just listen to Laura Eisenhower's interviews and stuff like that, it was just totally makes sense to me. And she even talks about the presidential things. So even though some people say, oh, the 3D, that's not connected, Trump and all that, you shouldn't look at that. Well, it is all connected because that's what they've been going for. I mean, what? You don't have to look into all that, but at the base, the top, which has been in control, which I've said before, is the Vatican. And all these on here, right? But all this goes back to controlled of, back to, You know, Rome, Satanism. But before all that, it was Atlantis. It was Lemuria. You might have heard of that, Mu or something. Sumerians, the Sphinx. It was all Ra. It was all the spiritual side of stuff that we once were. We worked with the energies of the planet and stuff, and then it all got bad entities came in, aliens, whatever, landing we were and all this, and it all got into present day, you know, because some of them are the 13th bloodline families and they believed they were from these, and then they carried it on with the sacrifices and all this, and it's in the Vatican. If you've seen on the news going down in the Vatican, loads of stuff going on, you know, like they're going about the royals, yeah, because they got into stuff like that, and it's even beyond that. When you start digging, it's like, yeah, loads of stuff. We know about the giants, we know about the giants' bones, we know about the crystal skulls, we know about this, we know about that. Some stuff we don't know, some people don't believe it, but the more you look and the more you dig, you're like, it makes sense. I do believe we were here and we were meant to wake up at a certain time to get this out, because we're supposed to be taking our power back. Yeah, the Vatican's bad, what's under there? Taking our power back, it's about taking your power back and not giving it away. I give my power away in the past. I've realised for certain situations, I'm like, oh my God, what was I doing? Because mainstream media are the ones that are putting it all out. This black box and I'm just going to draw an old TV from when I was younger. So, you know, when you had to actually get off your ass and press a button to turn the TV over. But we've come very lazy with a lot of stuff, haven't we? Not wanting to dig deep, not wanting to look at what we really are, because people believe, and there's an aerial on the top, people want to believe what this tells you. Media. Sounds like medieval media, because it is. They put things out in pictures. Brainstreamed media, yeah. They put things out in pictures like this. You see all this and you think, oh yeah, it must be true because they said certain terrorists look like this. Oh, they said that Trump was this. Oh, they said that Tommy was this. Oh, they said that this was this. They said that this was this. They said. People know different that are out there looking at certain stuff, you know. I will come in chat when I've got all this out of my system. And that's what I was saying the other day again. They know you'll work off pictures, because if someone said, oh, we've got, for instance, I'm sorry, I'm just going to use it as an example. Yeah, propaganda. There's a terrorist. Now, if you didn't have a picture to it of what a terrorist looked like, or the terrorist could be an alien or anything, I'm just saying an example, not triggering anyone, I'm just saying for an example. Well, let's just say it was an alien, because I don't want to trigger people from certain cultures and religions, because it's not all cultures and religions, it's certain control systems and different things. But say, for example, it's an alien, right? So this alien, I'm just going to make up out the top of my head. Oh, there's a really bad alien, demon, whatever you want to call it. It looks like this. That's a really naff picture, because you all know I can draw, but I'm just saying, I don't even know why he's got 3 things on his head. It looks like this. So you know when you walk down the street, if you see something looking like that, which obviously you're not going to see because that is a really naff picture, oh, that's a terrorist alien sort of thing. So we all know that that's bad. A bit like Trump and Tommy, you know. So you're going to be like, oh, when I see that in the street, I know it's bad. No, that's what they're telling you. That's what they're telling you. You might have met this and thought, actually, I had an experience and I had a good experience and they weren't horrible. So that's what they do. They pump stuff out all the time, telling you to have flu jabs and this, that and the other. Then you wonder why you're all ill. And that's how they do it. And they do a lot more in pictures, because pictures and visions go more in your head than words do. And that's why I say, I don't work off words. I was talking to someone a few weeks ago, a friend, and they were always like, oh, tell me this, and like, what do you think of that, and say this, and I'm like, I can't get it out in words, I'm not going to get it out in pictures, you know. You sound like Callum. Yeah, well, that's why the news is always negative, because if you think about it, I don't watch the news. Tomorrow I'm going to cancel my TV licence, because that's why they're always going on about wars. You hardly ever see anything good. It's like the lottery, that's a load of tripe. They put a few things on just to put you up, but it's all about adverts for buying, so you get in debt. Everyone gets in debt at Christmas certain times. It's mainly bad all the time. That's why I stopped watching the news about 6 years ago, because I was just like, it's rubbish. It's negativity. So it keeps you in the energy of negativity. It keeps you in that negativity, right? If you were seeing the news, the Dolly news, I'll have a news channel, and it was all no sugar. Well, it is on my channel, because I had to try and talk about the positive side of things, because there's a lot of nastiness going about, but I talk about the positive stuff because you have to. But if we were all like, you heard more good stories than bad, then we'd all be resonating and pumping out that energy, because that's how we work. That's how we work. Why do we want to hear the bad for? There's more good than bad, but they don't want you to know that, because they want you to be thinking about things and getting mad. So then you're getting mad at, I'm getting mad at these sort of people over there, because you believe in this religion. I'm getting mad at you people over here because you believe in you're of this. I'm getting mad at it. It's all to divide. It's all to divide. The thing is, Laura Eisenhower, and if you haven't researched on her, you need to. Love is definitely winning. Love always wins. God always wins. Whatever you want to say is. I forgot what I was going to say now. What was I going to say? I don't know what I was going to say. What was I just about to say then? Well, I've been saying about Kanye West, so he's good. Yeah, good always wins. Well, love always wins. Lauren Hill. Well, it's like your love is my love, and my love is your love. Oh yeah, dividing is that's what conquers everything. Love conquers everything, but they conquer everything if they divide everything, because then we are all, this is what's happening at the minute. Eisenhower, that's with an E. We are all, this has been the world, we're all uneasy, and in dis-ease, and we're all fighting, right? We're all in disease, because a lot of people are ill these days, because it's the energies as well. Because if you're someone who's watching a lot of negative stuff and filling your head with negative things and hanging around with negative people and so on, you will mostly get ill, even with the stuff they're pumping us with, but it can make you ill. Because you're hanging around with the wrong people, watching the wrong stuff. That's why I said switch off your telly, get watching something good. If you like watching YouTube and that and films, make sure you're watching something positive. Make sure you're going out in nature, because that is the biggest thing. And if you can pump out your energy in nature, that's even brilliant, because like I said, it's the ascension of Gaia. And with Gaia, we will ascend as well. And we will change our DNA structures. But if we're all fighting, there's disease, which is disease, you're getting ill, everyone's fighting, that splits everybody everywhere, divides, fighting, killing, fighting, everybody's arguing, nobody's getting on, so that is not union, that is not coming together. But if we all realise we've been lied to, even in religions and every spiritual thing and everything, and then we start learning the truth, though some of it's not nice, some of us will start turning away from certain things and coming into wanting to look up for stuff, but it doesn't matter, because some people can still carry on the way they are. But we're going to start realising we need to come together, we need to pump out more positivity, and if we ever have to keep TV, then it needs to be the truth and positivity, and we're all coming in alignment, happy, uniting as one like we're supposed to. The earth's okay. The elementals, spirits and things, celestial beings and all that energy that's out there as well, all comes in. Our planet is not blowing up. We're ascending, moving up levels of consciousness, and that's how it works. And that's how I see it, and it just makes total sense. Yeah, one for one and one for all. I'm just going through my notes because that's what Laura Eisenhower was saying as well. With all the other stuff, people think it's not connected, but it is, because it's all about social, cultural programming, because that's what they've been doing. Well, it's, that's what they've been doing. It's the program they put us in. They put us in a program. So your ancestors were in a program, and then your parents have told you something that wasn't true because their parents told something because they were programmed, and that's how it's been. There's a lot about the egos and the false ego and I don't know. But like I said, yeah, the BBC's evil, totally evil. Just trying to see. The bloodlines, we've gone about the bloodlines before, the 13 bloodlines, but there's something to do with, I know they've gone about the 33 and the 13, but them numbers are also good. It's how that side use it. If you know you can get an energy from somewhere, magic, whatever you want to call it, just say for instance it's number 13, and they use it for bad, then it's bad, and number 13 is bad, but if it's the other way, it's the other way. Yeah, Tapper's here to help. She also talked about conspiracy theories and went, those who think about, and she said about conspiracy theories, yeah, know your conspiracy theories, exactly. She talked about conspiracy theories because her great-great-granddad was part of a conspiracy, ETs and all that, but the more you look into it, the more you'll understand. You don't have to resonate with anything I'm saying, but I will show you a part of Laura Eisenhower talking, if it's at the same place where I left it. But the more you dig, and this is why people say stuff like, people think I'm crazy, but at least I look, whether it's true or not. There's truth and lies in everything, but because we've all been deceived, but at least I look, and I look at different things, and it's all connecting, even with what I've been drawing and everything. So, let me see. I'll tell you what cards I pulled out, because you're going to laugh at this. Right. We've got the untold history of the world, which, what was she saying on this one?
We have the space shuttle and things like that.
How we need to take care of this planet, and all the, the shape. Each species has a different type of craft that has a specific shape. We see the triangle ones, we see the ones that, just have like a distinct shape.
Forever learning,
like a pear or just a disc. And there's actually a great thing that people can Google, and I can't quite remember the website, but it talks about all the different ET races and the types of crafts that are associated with those races. But back to the Greys, some have been in breeding programs. Some of them are just automations.
The Greys were mentioning that Q thing about JFK, the Greys, so that's another thing.
And they're kind of being run by military, and some are future humanoids that time traveled from the future to come in and pick up their genetic material or warn us about where their path ended up taking them. And I believe that most of the back engineer crafts are from the future humanoid Greys that are in places like Area 51. And I think those are the type that are mostly piloted by military as far as the appearance. But I don't think they're able to blip around unless they have those time.
She said if it's ETs, they blip about in and out of the dimensions, they're blipping out. That's what I saw in the sky. If they don't really do that, she's saying I think it's sort of military, because we know military have ET technology. We know this.
Capabilities, or they're with one that does that. It's kind of a mystery.
Now, let's back up to your own history. You were once asked to be involved in the Mars program, was it?
Yes.
And can you elaborate on that? What that was about, and what came out of that, and also maybe a transition from there into where are we in terms of government space technology at this point compared to what is
just listen to this.
shown to us in the mainstream?
Okay, So I always felt there was some weird attention on me when I was young. It felt like some form of weaponry. I didn't quite know how to describe it. And it actually is what made it so difficult to be grounded. And so I was like, if I can't be in my body, I'm going to go on this journey because I need to go on it anyway, because it's something I think I've done in a past life before. And I think we all do it to a certain degree, go into the underworld and the dark night of the soul type stuff. But I always felt this control on me. It's like everything I tried to ever create for myself got sabotaged, or it didn't end up working out. So I was thinking, okay, this is me. This is my problem. I'm doing something wrong. I got to figure it out. I did a lot of inner work. I went to a clairvoyant institute. I kind of stumbled upon it, and they helped me to understand that this attention on me
not all the military
had nothing really to do with me. But I believe we're all connected, and there is, something that I needed to develop.
Yeah, they say that about
They
say that about the Greys. Their soldiers brothers, they've been sort of controlled as well. But this is what I mean. We need to find the truth out because there's so many different things.
It wasn't coming from my internal world. It was coming as an attack.
Yeah, the universe does
speak. So I kind of let
it
strengthen me, and that's kind of how I worked with it. But they noticed that no matter what I did, it didn't matter. It's not negative karma at all. They just said they have their attention on you, and they said that I would have to become senior to these lower forces, and that's a lot about what we do when we battle just anything that is a
Star Wars. May the Force be with you. Space Force.
A lower consciousness or nature, and anything that's controlling is. And so I finally gave up. I couldn't take the control anymore. I'm like, all right, I'm going to just see where all this takes me, because I can't move past it. I want to face what it is, and I just sort of let go. And I ended up moving back to the DC area from California, where I was before, and ended up living with my mom, single parenting twins that were, I don't know, maybe 6 years old at the time. And I was very reclusive, and I'm like, okay, I need to just go out and do something. And so I made a plan, and when I went out to this gathering, a couple hours away, this man
I did as well,
me,
Susie.
and it seemed like we were meeting in a normal way, just kind of like, hey, what's up? What's happening? And there was a familiar energy between us that.
Exactly, and that's why people say things like, oh, it's not this and that, like you said, Kathleen, only the unknown is scary, because it's not really scary, it's just because it's unknown, so it seems scary. If we knew it from the beginning, we wouldn't be scared.
And we just ended up talking for hours and hours and hours, and next thing you know, we are seeing each other. And
is that Vulcan?
When he would come visit me in DC, he would be going to these secret meetings, and he would come back and he would just give me little tidbits about it. And then finally, he really started to tell me a lot more. And it had to do with going to Mars in 2012. And we'd be taking these crafts called ARCs, spelled A-R-C. And he was working with this group of people that had code names like penguin, eagle. Well, actually, he was golden eagle, owl.
You can watch this anyway, but
all these where I went to how we need to take care of this planet, and I'll just be a part of the discussion. And it was nothing like that. I actually noticed that he had really weird behavior. He would get phone calls and disappear for days. He called one of the people a handler. And then I was like, okay, I really need to figure out who these people are. But it didn't get really heavy until I actually moved to live with him. And then I'm in North Carolina. And then controlled by them. And I was in this craft, and that information was coming to me. Or you can stay on Earth and do your mission. And I was like, well, of course I'm going to stay on Earth. The next thing you know, I fell out of this ship. And I was in the water, and
this is when she said she was dreaming or whatever.
The sky just turned really light. And so at that point, I was completely on to the fact that I got to find out more, and I got to get out of this, because I made my choice, and they're being rather aggressive, or at least he is as the spokesperson, and his behavior is really weird. And so I started to research their names, and I wasn't really finding anything. I was seeing stuff about remote viewing. I was seeing stuff about where a lot of people with abduction stories or who have seen UFO report to them and give them the information. But just to make a long story short, what I ended up finding out was, after about 2 weeks of tracking their names and just going from website to website, linking to people that they knew to just try and find something out, because I knew something was up. Because I sensed that what my partner was experiencing was artificial telepathy and crazy. And
yeah, they do. They have got their own laws.
With some of those, he had a natural affinity to creating it like before birth. That I would be work with the energetics of Mars and Venus, knowing that we're made of that energy, to bring the ego of ourself into alignment with the heart, because that's going to help to expose the agenda, because as within, so without, as above, so below, but as below, so above. I mean, we can change things around here to change the galactic wars that have been happening for so long, and not be the inheritors or the ones that are manipulated, but be the empowered ones and start to wake up our DNA and see why they're so freaking threatened by us. And most of it is because they compromised their DNA and they need us to feed on, because they lost their connection to spirit. And they also,
spirit
just want
energy
control, which
as
is
well.
the reason it ever began.
So how advanced is our technology in terms of space technology? I mean, from what we see in mainstream news, we have the space shuttle and things like that, but how far along is that technology? We talked earlier about some of the UFO craft, but maybe you can elaborate on that a little.
Well, from what I understand, I haven't had access like, other people like Andrew Pishago, who's time traveled and teleported. They have teleportation technologies, which it's almost like an elevator, and it can get you off planet into another planet in like no time. Artificial one, which will take us right into New World Order.
New World Order.
Or, Earth catastrophes, connected to like heart or nature working on rebalancing itself, and us being on a positive ascension timeline where we're not in the wake of those disasters, because we're expanding as conscious lucid dreamers, because we're allowing our creative energy to be linked with these higher, more mystical realms, being sort of lifted right out of it. But we're still grounded. We're just moving into those higher earth energies, just like Tara, 4, 5, and 6 dimensions.
Didn't I say we're still grounded? I was talking about being grounded last year, making grounding shoes, when people say the physical, but we're still grounded here, but we're working off that as well. So we're still grounded. It's coming together. I've been shouting this out for ages.
And then Gaia, which is 7, 8, and 9. Now, the reason this planetary body is called Gaia is because she seeded the core of this earth, because the consciousness of Gaia, more physicalized, was in those higher dimensions. But the whole being of like Gaia Sophia is based on the upper dimensions coming in to give this planetary body a chance to return home and to be beyond this 3D program, because we're not 3D beings. That's just the matrix. And so now when we look at ourselves,
so if you want to go and watch that, you can just watch a lot of stuff on Laura, but this one, you watch it and listen to it, it makes total sense. Like, that's the matrix, the 3D. I've been shouting out, we're still part of, but we're not, but we are. Conscious, is it conscious conscious? The Untold History of the World, Laura Magdalene Eisenhower, that's the full name, on Conscious Consumer Network, which I came across last year, and that was she was talking about this in 2015. We know a lot of stuff started shifting a lot quicker in 2012 and talked about before, but this was about the awakening of consciousness, extraterrestrial races, the secret space program, Illuminati, Atlantis, and many more fascinating subjects. The untold history of the world. Yes, isn't that what we've been trying to talk about? So it was on this channel, which I just said was Conscious Consumer Network, and it was entitled The Untold History of the World, Laura Magdalene Eisenhower. So go and watch that, and just makes total sense to me. So yeah, there's probably loads more I need to say, but I pulled 3 cards. Well, I didn't pull them out. 3 cards came out today, and I had to laugh, because you're going to laugh at the end one. The first one, and then I'll come in for a chat, was Clear Endeavour, right? Because it's becoming clearer and clearer. Then it was 33. Be gentle with yourself. Be gentle. Finding out stuff, but be gentle. So don't need to get mad. And look, it's quite earthly, isn't it? But we always have the consciousness up here of both realms. And then, guess what the last card was? This will make you laugh. Talk about Sophia, because I believe that's the energy as well. That was the feminine that got split away from the masculine energy, because that's what it's all about, coming together as one consciousness, balance, that's what it is. It's not being more feminine, but that needs to come in because that's all nurturing, like I said before, blah, 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 blah. And this picture comes up. I'm not going to show you the number at first. This picture, that could be Sophia. Kingdom's in the background because remember, are you ready for this one? The kingdom, they say the kingdom's always here. Yeah, you're watching this. Kingdom. Right, look, kingdom. What if it's the king? The king domes. The tree. The king domes. What are domes? The king domes. The kingdom's already here. Well, yeah, it's just been hidden with a veil. And maybe this is Sophia. She's got a green dress on. All this looks very naturey, earthy. Yeah, and the tree of life. So, interesting. Trying to see what else is in there. There's all little faces you can see. I don't know if you can see them around here. Elementals and stuff. So, and guess what number it is? 18. It's 18. I got 17 thumbs up and 18. 17's Q. 18's JFK Jr. 1 and 8 is 9. 9's the God number. Yeah. And today, I saw a shiny thing in the sky. I looked up. I was laughing to my dad because he was on the phone. I went, oh my God, what's that? Looked up. It was a balloon. And it was one of them helium balloons. And guess what number it was? My dad went, was it 17? I went, no. I would have started laughing. It was this. It was the number 8 flying that way. What's that? Infinity. Bit of a sign. I was like, I know. And I see 17 on everything. Seen 17 on Eisenhower's videos. And I was like, yeah, that means I'm on the right path. So I don't know if anyone got anything. I've just talked about what I was trying to explain. But I'm just going to check if I've missed anything off. I don't know. But basically, the ascension is, as I see it, not saying it's your reality, but I see it as, I'm putting that as Earth, a triangle. It's the ascension of Earth, and what resides within is all us anyway. But it's the coming together of what's beyond the veil, the dome, the cosmos, spelt that wrong, and Earth together, the star the right way up, not reversed, because that's them lot, changing everything. You know, like the Pope wears an upside down cross. That's supposed to be the Merkaba. It's about balance, truth, love, all coming together. Because it all actually works together, all links up. Even Q and all that sort of stuff links up with all this right behind the scenes to do with past presidents, bloodlines. And like I've said before, doesn't mean because someone was from a bloodline family that they had to be bad. And also the people that, sorry if you don't like Trump on it, because I've had silly conversations with people, oh, Trump was from this, where do you think Trump got his money from? I'm not saying he was always brilliant, but he was a self-made billionaire anyway, so he didn't need them people. Had to hang around them because he had to see how these people worked, and you keep your friends closer and your enemies closer. That's how you do it. Q is, I can't really explain it now, but hi, if you want to know, go over to Joe M on YouTube, put in Q the Plan to Save the World and watch all the videos, or Storm Upon Us, Q the Plan to Save the World, and you'll see, it's only a 10-minute video, what's been going on. They say on the TV that it's a conspiracy theory, and it's a Trump conspiracy theory as well, because if you don't know, Trump is on the Q team, as we all know, and JFK Jr. is alive. And there was a woman channeling JFK Jr. and Caroline today, and I went in the chat and I couldn't stop laughing because, well, in the side bit, because loads of people put, I think you'll find he's alive, and I wrote in, you might be channeling their energy, but they ain't dead. Ba-boom. And Q, I haven't looked at all the Q posts. I might just go over now. I know there's been loads, and he's been dropping bombs everywhere today because we all know it's going off. Trump's just mentioned Brexit. We all know what's going on. But, so, you know, we shall find the truth. We know the truth, really. Yeah, it is a bit late to be on the Q party. You can sort of go and have a look, but you probably wouldn't, well, you wouldn't get looking at the Q drops because you'd be like, oh, but it is a bit late to come to party because it's already playing out right now from last year. It's already being done, even though people can't see it. Like, oh, what's happening? Nothing's happening. Oh, it is. People are in the right place now. Like we got told last year, past proves future, because it was last year, now it's all happening this year. Ba-boom. If you know. That's why I don't really talk much about it now, because I used to a bit ago, because I can look away from it, because I know with the vibrations of people that I'm seeing that want this for the earth and this, that and the other, it's all coming together. Also, I found out about somewhere in the UK where they found witches' marks on a cave where it was to ward evilness away, and they've still been being added to because, like I said, there's good and the bad. But just saying, it was a funny story today. So just let me have a quick look over. And there's lots going on about the royals again and this, that and the other. And I think there's supposed to be a suicide weekend coming up. I think something might happen with one at Royals because he had a car crash and this, that and the other. And I just think something's about to happen. And when Prince William has apparently said he made a vow to his mum, Princess Diana, about something about bringing what she was stripped off back. That's like, what goddess Diana? I don't know. It's all like, intriguing. I don't know if not a lot of Americans can see through the democratic spin. Some are coming over, but that's why Trump's done it. That's why Trump has declared the national security. He is building a wall because what he was trying to show is Pelosi and all them lot, showing them up for what they are, that they didn't want a wall and they're not bothered about people getting murdered and kids getting murdered and all that. And that's what he was doing, basically. Showing them for what they really are. They want to traffic the children. Yes, they do. They want to traffic the drugs. Of course they do. A wall's going to stop that. They wanted bollards, apparently. Can you imagine? Yeah, and I'm not even going through all these Q drops because there's loads. What's this? And there's loads of pictures of China. Because when they're shouting out Russia, right, it wasn't Russia, it was China. We all know that. Dark to light. The orders came from the highest office in the land. Go. Hours of election. I said that to someone the other week, didn't listen to me, going on about a Hillary Clinton election. Why hours after the election did 7 people travel? Oh no, it wasn't that big. It was about when was the last time a presidential candidate didn't personally give a concession speech? Because Hillary, when she lost, because she didn't think she would, she didn't make a speech, and you're supposed to when you lose. She's the only one who didn't. Why? Because she didn't think she was going to lose, did she? Oh, thank you. What else? Remember that picture? They're all going on about that picture from last year. Looking out for false flags now. There's going to be loads of false flags and stuff. I don't think anyone is surprised. Got to be the bottom of the pit to harm another human being the way they do. Hang them high. In the past, that was the punishment. A traitor, coincidence. Well, they're saying it's got to be seen that they're getting proper punishment because people won't believe it. That's in the thing of all about disclosure as well. It's got to be disclosure, proper disclosure of stuff. It's rolling out slowly because otherwise, if people aren't punished properly, like they're saying drugs things and the death penalty and all that, it'll creep back in. So it needs to be getting rid of. Be alert the next 10 days. Fake flag attempts may be carried out in an attempt to change narrative, negative optics. High possibility of multiple day coverage event forcing pause on news. See something, say something, Q. There's loads of stuff. Truth push, Q, yep. No mercy, no bargaining, a traitor's justice, pain. And then it's the Punisher. They do need to be punished. Some people think it's all that, oh, be good and light and all that. Yeah, there is that, but there's another side to it as well. Because like I said, stuff got into New Age and spirituality to tell you to do certain things, so certain things don't happen. There needs to be a physical thing behind spirituality as well. Otherwise, things will come back in. So it's not always about, yes, we've got to be kind and stuff, but sometimes these people have to be dealt with in the right way. Or, like I said, not only do we go, that goes as well. So if anyone gets what I'm saying. Yeah, John Binney's music is good. So is, I think there's Record. Where is he gone? I don't know where he is. Dave Maud. If anyone's got any channels, check each other's channels out. We've got Fifth World. I don't know if she's on here. There's loads of amazing people. Like I said, the chat I get on here now, you're all just amazing people, even if you don't believe in certain things. I've never seen a flying saucer. I saw something in the sky the other day. I see things. I filmed it. Yeah. Sometimes they say they come to you if you're on that frequency of believing, because, like, that's when they can blip in. You're on a frequency. That's how we work. Energies and frequencies. That's how, above the dome, through the veil, that's how they work as well. Like I said, alchemy's going lead to gold. This is not a bad thing. It's what we are, but they always put it out there. It's bad. Like I said, this picture, a brief history of the art, is this is all within us. That's it, within us as well. Funny that, isn't it? And that's sticking your head through the veil. What's this? This is all the cosmos. This is still part of us. It's spirit. And that's why they say they're trying to take, if you think about it, they're trying to take, here on 3D material, they're trying to take your spirit. Free speech is going, this is going, they're trying to take your spirit. But there's a lot of us that have strong spirit, they hate it. They hate it. Spirit and all that is all to do with energies. All to do with energies. Some things were brought in and manifested because so many people believed in something. It's all spirit, it's all, I can't even explain it, but that Eisenhower one, if you watch that, if you resonate with what I say, you'll resonate, and that's how I've always seen it. How I've always seen it. That's why I had the tattoo. Remember? I don't know whether to get it filled in or not now. This was my representation of Mother Earth. She needs more flowers and birds and things around her, but it took 2 hours, but he didn't do this side. So this side in light and this side's in dark, but it is about dark to light, so I don't know whether to just leave it because it's part of the story, isn't it? But yeah, the more in tune you are, the more the dark wants us. Yeah, they say, you know, when you shine your light, they are attracted to that as well. So you can get them sort of energy entities, and you've just got to stand in your truth and your power and don't give it away. You know, there's lots of good people out there on YouTube doing stuff. Like I said, people always going about AI and technology's bad. Yeah, I think some of it is, but it's not all bad. It can assist us, but it can't override us. You know, when you see all these films of AI taking over, because they could do. It has to be in balance. Yes, it can be used for certain things. Thanks. It can be used for certain things. I need a Q tattoo. Certain things to assist us, but not override us. You know, everything has to be in balance. In a relationship, everything has to be in balance. That's what I was saying before about, sorry, I don't finish it off. That's why this little thing, the TV, the old TV, you know, with the little buttons on, like I said before, you know, it's going to be a good year this year, brilliant. And we've got time till about, I think it's 2024, or it might be a bit more, for us to ascend more in love, you know, to get into grips with being healthy, eating healthy food and all that. So we have got time. People are going to do it anyway, do you know what I mean? But the TV, this pumps out sex, what's all the stuff it's pumping out? And this is like sexualising kids, making out it's good to cheat, making out it's all right to be having sex with whoever and whenever and whatever and all that sort of stuff, because that is, people get addicted with it. And then you've got food, because they're advertising food all the time, this, that and the other. If you knew a lot of stuff that's in food, it's hard to get us that way as well, but that's an addiction. All the celebrities and that are pumping out crap stuff and crap music, you know. There's all this stuff they throw out there. And they make it all right because they're saying it's all right because celebrities doing it, and because it's on telly it must be true, and they feed you with you, oh, it's all right to do this, you know, let your power go, go around sleeping about and this, that and the other, because women are the seductors and, you know, men like all that, whatever. No, it's about honing your energy and knowing you're worth it, and all that sort of stuff, if you sort of get what I'm saying. It's not about giving your energy away. And also, just before I go, do you remember when I talked about Native American Indians? Right. I'll just draw a quick demonstration. And obviously it's a quick one because I don't draw like this. I just got a feather in her hair. So, little Native American Indigo. You know when they wore the hair in plaits? I don't know if anyone knew, they used to have these buns that used to go up here as well, which reminded me of Princess Leia. Do you remember when they had hair in buns? Also, they did dread their hair as well. So it's not just from one culture. And you've got Vikings, I just said before, that used to plait their hair and they had dreads and stuff like that. So it's not all just like people go, oh, you can't wear your hair like that because you're white, or you can't because that's from the... No, I've just ordered myself some dreads because I said I feel like my hair's just doing me head in, nothing. It just flops and like, I just have more time if I didn't have to faff, because my hair is naturally curly and I hate straightening it or blowing it out. It takes me ages and it does me head in. If you didn't know, this is what dreads have said. Native American Indians have said the hair was like an antennae. Yeah, but my hair, it just does me head in. I'd just rather wake up and not be dealing with it. The Native American Indians use it as an antennae. They talked about the star people. If you don't know about that, the Hopi Indians, that you need to go and research. They knew things. If the hair was cut short, they lost that power when they were in helping the US armies and stuff. Research that if you don't know about it. Yeah, like Avatar, which I've said is one of my favourite films. They were like natives, weren't they? They were tall and blue. There's that blue thing again. They had long hair and it connected with the animals. The AOR tree is there, the tree of life. It's all there. They brought down the tree, didn't they? And remember in the film, they all connected with all the energies of the... If you killed an animal, you said thank you to it. All connected, because everything's connected to everything. Also, dreadlocks... Same sort of thing, because the Native Americans used to plait the hair as well and stuff like that. But say you've got someone with dreads. I'm just doing a quick picture, so don't take offence, you know, dreads. So what they're saying it is, the spiritual side of it is, they don't even look like dreads, but you know what I'm saying. Oh, let me draw a better picture. And it's not just one culture. Indians in India also do it as well. So you've got, I don't even know how to draw them. You've got dreads, right? Dreads. Now, do you remember me saying your hair is like an antenna? It also holds energy. It's very sacred. That's why in a lot of other cultures in the Middle East, they know a lot more than the West, you know. They do. They think we're daft because they do know a lot in the spiritual sense. Energy, and it's very sacred, and it's like an antenna and this, that and the other. Yeah, pagan men used to have long hair. They all used to have long hair, or long beards, you know, wizards, witches, whatever. Long hair, right? You got your crown chakra with your hair. It's energy. This hair is alive. They say it's dead. I know it doesn't hurt when you cut it, but it's energy. When your hair's in dreadlocks, if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. When your hair's in dreadlocks, it's, you know, it's matted and it's twisted. You see a lot of people get thick dreadlocks, even if the hair's thinner to begin with, because your hair, yeah, Bob Marley, your hair doesn't, you don't get hair fall because it all gets into your hair and you have to keep it up. Or you can let it go natural, or don't think so. Crochet it in, because they say, because you're not losing your hair, you're not losing your energy. It's a spiritual thing. You're not giving your energy away. That's why they want you to cut your hair, and fashion came in to cut your hair. But the thing is, what I like as well is, because some people use it as a spiritual thing and some people use it in different cultures and whatever, and it doesn't matter if you're white, black, orange, pink, or purple. You can do what you want with your hair. Because I see people on different channels going, oh, it's only a black thing, or it's only this. It's like, Some black women, well, a lot of black women, straighten their hair. They get weaves, straight hair. Well, that's not their natural hair, is it? So they can't call other people for doing stuff when they do that stuff to look that way. You know, it doesn't matter. But, if you know what I'm saying, yeah, Rasta. Is my hair's naturally curly. When I blow it out, it's like this, I straighten it. I don't like putting heat on it. If I leave it to go natural, which I like, it gets knotty because my hair's naturally curly. So I'm thinking maybe if I try some half out and half in, I won't have to bother that much of it because it's actually getting on my nerves to do it. So I have bought some. Obviously, it won't be my real hair. They'll be plaited in just to see if I suit it. I did try this the other year, but my hair was too short. And to see if I can deal with it and sleep on it and all that. And if it is, maybe in the end I'll do my own because you can do your own and you can extend them a little bit because they do shrink. Just to see, because I always have this vision, you know, if you have a vision of yourself in the future, just think, yes, I could have hair like that. I personally like it when they're neat. Some people don't like it. Some people think it's dirty. It's not dirty. You can wash them. They don't smell if you look after it. It's not people associate with dirty people. No, it's not. It's people as well who maybe used to be like nomads and they used to go travelling. It was easier to have your hair like that, especially if you've got really curly hair, because if you haven't got curly hair and you haven't got a clue about curly hair or dry hair and stuff like that, it gets really unruly. So just get up, pick up and go and travel. You don't have to bother with what your hair looks like because it's just easy because you don't have to do that much with it when it's in dread. You just use your dread to tie it up and everything, and I think that's great. So I'm going to try it and see. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if anyone knows, I used to mess with my hair a lot anyway, but I just think it'd be a lot easier. My mum will go, oh, I'll be like, I do what I want to do, you know, and that sort of stuff. So, I don't know, we'll see. I've ordered them, we'll see what they look like, if I can do it. Yeah, I've had different hairstyles. I like to experiment with different hairstyles. It's better than just having one hairstyle for the rest of your life and you've never experimented. How will you know if you don't know? My eldest daughter's fella's got really long dreads. I love dreads. I love short hair, longer, but I do like the look of men with long hair and dreads. I think they're nice on any race, colour, whatever. It doesn't matter. That's why I like that thing about Vikings, because they had plaits in their hair and, you know, people think, oh, it's womanly to have long hair. No, it's not. It's quite masculine. Native American Indians, Vikings, Druids and all that, they were quite, you know, do you need in a ponytail? And I like the big buns, it gives you more volume, and I like volume, and I haven't got much volume at the minute. Knew a guy, they are heavy, itchy, free. Yeah, it depends which one you get, and if you have too many in, and if they're thick, and I don't like the dead thick ones, but I'm only going to, if I do it, I'm going to have this bit done, and this bit left out. So, you know when people have a bit of the normal hair at the front, and the rest done. It depends. If it doesn't look good, it doesn't look good, I'll sell them. But we'll see. We'll see. But I've always wanted them, and I tried them a few years ago. People who knew me before on here, but my hair was too short. And the good thing about them is you just put them in and you can take them out to wash your hair, but it's just to see if I can deal with it. If I can't, it's not like I've done mine or I've had extensions put in and like I can't get them out, do you know what I mean? And before making that choice of doing it myself. So, I don't know, we'll see. I think maybe like chopped copper in the food and what's best, check it out. Oh, well, yeah. Well, we'll see. You know what I mean? I'll be having things in my hair and everything. You know what I'm like. Yeah, I've got loads of beads because I make jewellery. I can make my own. I've just been doing some jewellery today, actually. I've been trying to do my bracelets that I said I'd do this weekend, so, yeah. Oh, I'm not going to the Tommy March next week because I've realised that I wasn't supposed to be having my son, and I have, because apparently I was doing 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off, but see it on telly anyway. But like I said, I'm not worried about all that because I'm seeing what's coming in. Like I said, Trump's just shouted out Brexit and saying we've got deals with America, as if we didn't know. We don't need to deal with the EU. Trade deals. Couldn't find your Facebook page. It should say Divine Delights, I think. If it's, let me check. I'll look myself. I shall look. My birthday's next Wednesday, keep forgetting. I just got some presents off some friends today. I was like, my battery's about to go in a minute as well, so at least I got all that out. Blah, blah, blah. Laura Eisenhower talks fast like me as well. There's not much up there yet to sell because I've got to put them on, but I will do. Yeah, it's this one here. I didn't know there was other people called Divine Delights, but it's this one here with this picture on, the blue girl. Divine Delights. But I should be putting some stuff up by Sunday. So, yes. So anyway, I hope that made sense, because like I said, the biggest thing, oh, and even all this culture appropriation hair thing, that's all to divide as well, because if people look back in history, they'd realise there's lots of people that used to map the hair, put it in dreads, and it wasn't just from one culture, do you know what I mean? So people need to get over stuff and just enjoy and do what you want to do. Do what you love, and you don't care what anyone else thinks. I'd love the rectangular beads and wooden ones. Yeah, I've got wooden ones, so I've got... oh, I'd have little diamantes and everything, me. Well, we'll see. If I like it, you'll see. So, remember, that's Earth to me. It's the positivity. Yeah, I'll be putting some... Oh, I made these ages ago. I made these. I can make some more, actually. I might do the little fairies on a moon. These stones are moonstone, real moonstone, and I made them a while back. So I could make some more. I do it quite slowly when I'm doing stuff. I'm so unorganised. So it's all about positivity, love, resonating, bringing. The ascension is about the ascension of Earth, but we ascending in consciousness and our DNA crystalline, what we want to. That's what it's all about. So throughout the day, if you can think about stuff like that, especially if you're out in nature, think about that love for Gaia and stuff like that. Yeah, I love moonstone. And pump it out. And yeah. I'll do a card before I go. I'm going, and if this cuts off, it's because the battery's dying, but at least I got most of it out. So, don't be in fear of things that we're not told about and think certain things are evil and this, that and the other. It's mostly the same energy, but it's what people are using it for. If you had a gun, what do you use it for? You're going to go out and shoot someone just because you've got a gun and you're on computer games, because that's why they do that. You go around shooting people, or are you just going to use it for protection in case you needed it? Depends what mind state you're in, doesn't it? Are you good or bad? Do you know what I mean? Guns don't kill people, people do. That's why they tried to take that away, because if they all came in, the American people can't defend yourself. They already did it in the UK, Dunblane and all that. People forget about it, you know. So, thank you. Yeah, thank you, because Q's dropped a lot, and that's why I don't talk about too much of it now, because it's done, it's happened, it's happening, it's we're just watching it roll out. Oh, two have just fell out. We've got be spontaneous, no fear, and assurance, number 14, which is a tree. Everything's gonna be alright. So, the different seasons, elements. Talking about the tree of life, yeah, it's there again, assurance. So, I guess I'll be doing more spiritual stuff then, won't I? You'll probably see a change, because if anyone's seen me from the beginning of this channel to now, I think you'll see a lot of growth, I think. But I've always been into naturey stuff. Like I said, if you know the story, when I was a child in the army, in nature and stuff, it's just what I loved. I came on this channel to get all this stuff out, whether some people believe it or not, because I don't think anything's random. I don't think everything's a coincidence. I think things are meant to happen the way it's meant to happen. You're supposed to come across people, you're supposed to come across good or bad, relationships good or bad, whatever it is. It's to teach you certain things. Maybe if it's a relationship thing, like you went through all these bad relationships, don't look at it negative, look at it positive, that's not what you don't want. Next time you go in one, you definitely know what you do want, because that's what I do now, and I'm not that bothered about getting in a relationship at the minute. I don't need to be. I'm just loving myself at the minute, not big-headed. That's what you've got to do. You don't get in a relationship and they be the sole thing of your life, because if they did leave you, you're going to be upset. It's about making you happy, loving what you do, but it is balance. It is nice, but it's got to be in balance, and you've got to know your worth and everything. So I'll probably see you over the weekend. Depends. Yeah, and I'll try and get some stuff up on my Facebook page. So go and check out Laura Eisenhower and Consumer, what did I say it was called? Consumer Conscious Network. And, you know, and I know some of you might agree and not agree, but we all agree. I think we all agree at the end, we want truth to come out, whatever it is. And it is all about ascending our consciousness to one and love and all that sort of good stuff. As corny as it sounds, but it is. Yeah, it's yourself first. I've said this before. If you're not loving yourself and you're not well in yourself, you can't be well for your children or your family. If you're giving too much, or if you're giving too much energy all the time. I know that sounds a bit self, because it's not all, you know, these evil ones, if you want to call it, they do stuff for self, but you've got to do stuff for others. But you can't do stuff for others in that sense if you're not well. If you're pretending to be something you're not and making others happy, but you're never making yourself happy, or you're making your partner happy, but you're not happy, don't look at negative thing. Well, you're not in the right relationship then, or you probably could change. Well, you can't change someone, but you know what I mean. You've got to be happy in yourself. No one else is going to be happy around you if you're not happy, because that energy is going to reside out of you, whatever the word is, and you're going to be grumpy with your kids and stuff like that. I know, because I've done it, but what you really have to look at is why you're angry. And a lot of that emotions come from the cosmos as well, with links with, you'll know if you go and watch a few chats with Laura Eisenhower. But yeah, I'm knackered. I didn't think I'd get all of that out. I hope it made some sort of sense, because it did to me, totally resonated with me, totally and if you look at it, it's a lot of the stuff I've been talking about since I've been on this channel. Alchemy, talked about that ages ago. I don't know, just everything. So, yeah, I don't know. So, I'll see you all soon. Making the earth great again is a Q cup, you know, that's what I've just been saying. And this one as well, that's got water in, that's got coffee in. Love is evolve to love, you know, the way around. Yeah, so keep pumping that positivity out. We do get angry and stuff, but just remember to try and get back to that heart space and pump it out when you can. Bad thoughts come in, just think of it a different way. Don't let